This class is going to be very, very straightforward. All right, very, very straightforward. And then um, I'm going to, it's going to be centered on document handling in a workflow. Understand? Document handling. How do you handle document? Let's say you're using a workflow that needs to file or generate. Okay, now you're going to do the one of filing. All right. Then next class we're going to do the one that generates documents like PDF. Maybe you want to generate invoice or you want to generate anything like that. Okay. We can have or you want to do. I think I would use for that one. I'm going to use the job application pipeline. All right, a workflow that does job application. That's what. So that will be like the two of document handling. Or it can be a script writer that will also generate documents, right? So now, document handling, there'll be slight differences between what we've been doing. Just very slight difference. Not even difference, just very slight difference. Right, between what we've been doing and how you handle documents. Number one is when documents are inside your workflow, you have one, uh, you treat it as binary, whether picture or PDF or text document, you treat it as binary, all right? That is number one. You don't do that. I believe you must have seen options, especially while taking your form or while mapping the, using your ADP. You must have seen all those options, string, array, binary, object, and all those. You must have seen the two. We're going to make that of binary. Okay? And then what we are going to do is we're going to use a system of, let's say, document filing, all right? Document filing to extract documents. And the one I like using is, I like using, call it, I like using, call it, what's it? I like using contract submission or contract review uh, pipeline. Do you understand? Now, the reason I use that particular word is that while working on that single workflow, you 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 will see filing number one, you see extraction number two, you will see listing in your spreadsheet or your database number three. Do you understand? So only one workflow covers a couple of them. So whenever you now have filing, you know that okay, you've done it. Whenever you now have extraction, something you have to extract, you know that you've done it. Whenever you have for anything that falls along that line, work with the document, you know that okay, that's done it. Okay, then go ahead to also generate. Go ahead to generate. However, like I said, I want to make the class short, right? But from this time, I wouldn't want you to always have this feeling of being uh, exhausted at the end of every class. But right now, it's the time where you practice more. You can practice more. So I break it down, make it simpler, then exam practice. But bear in mind that we just have entered what's today's class? Entered week 5, day 1. So we just have how many more classes? After this class, we have 5 more classes. And we are done, right? So please practice. And at the end of this class, I would like you people, but not at the end of this class, within this week, I would like everybody to start submitting their project topics. Submit your project topic, what you're going to use as your project. It's very important. Something you use as a project. Not everybody are going to respond. It's very important that you have something to submit as a project, an elaborate project. Now, that is something that you know that you built and is ready for production. not just there, is ready for production. Start. I am not just going to build switch from here to here. So you're going to build something that is well used. I don't think from here to here is actually usable. And in fact, it's one of the most stable building impression was one of the most stable for production, right? But I needed to do something that is, more elaborate, not very elaborate, not more elaborate, that is very great for production. So I'm going to now share my screen and go ahead to do that. Now, before I proceed, I would like to explain that. I would like to explain that what we did yesterday was webhook, right? But it's very obvious that we worked with webhook, but at the end of the day, so let me turn off my video. Let me turn off my video. So usually give you evening when your network is developed. Now it's very obvious that there was literally no difference between using the webhook and using the pump system. The only thing is look for your data, map them correctly. That is the only thing. All right. The same input, the same flow, and everything goes together. Okay. So I'm going to use the form system. So let us look at someone like Midori is here. Pexo is here. Let us say Pexo is running a company or consultation company for the government, right? Let's say Pexo is running a consultation company for the government, and people have to submit their contract deeds. Understand? People have to submit their contract, and in this contract bidding, there are different contracts, but there are different projects that have to submit contracts for, right? But now, Apexo Consultation or Apexo Consultant Limited do not want to be manually reading those contracts documents one by one. They want a system where Precious can upload or submit his contract deed for a specific project, right? And then the system will read the document, spot out gray areas in that document, right? Spot gray areas in that document, give recommendation, right? Create a draft or send a message to Pressure. You understand? Now, reading through contract documents can take you and creating the draft for each person. You can also use that for CD and the rest, right? But for any pipeline that has documents, PDF document. Now we are going to work with PDF documents, right? So let us say Apexo consultants don't want to do all these things manually. They want this thing to be automated. But all the message is sent to whoever submits contract document. You have to review it first. Because of course you cannot really 100% trust AI to give you best sentiment. You understand? So how do we do it? Mind you that this involves submission. Now, workflow thinking. This involves submission. Number one, submission. Document is submitted, After submission, what happens? Document is to be read. Right? But once you use AI agents, we don't want to use custom nodes. We don't want to use ChatGPT nodes, that's open AI nodes or Gemini nodes. We want to use AI agents so that we can use any of the models. So what does that mean? And we don't want to extract the items, spending money to extract those things. Yes, there are nodes that you can use to there are AI nodes that can use to read through the document normally, right? But we don't want to go through that because that's going to run extra cost. So we want to now say, okay, instead of we running that cost, what are we going to do? We are going to skip that part from running cost. That means we are going to extract what is on that system free of charge, right? Extract it and feed it to AI, read it through, and produce recommendation. You understand? So a system like that, it means that first of all, we have a source of truth, which is that source of truth, which could be the form. Then we have extraction, which is document extraction, which I explained at the beginning of the class. They will have AI, they will have it, right? So when you want to do something like this, what you do, you start by mapping. So you start by drafting. Start by drafting, right? Or you can just simply draw a quick graphic, a quick drawing, all right? Then I will now come here and say, okay, I will start from. Oh, we already know how from it. But you're going to see slight difference here. Okay, you're going to see slight difference here. Right? So here, I'm going to say, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Mr. Chibeze, please can we at least outline what we are going to do so that we can be making references, because you stated a lot of things, but I think when you start now will be mixed up. But if we outline them just like a docket and say, okay, we are going to create this, create this, create this, create this, then we'll be able to follow up much easily. I don't know, it's just my idea. I feel I will follow up better.
When
Or
you
unless
say
you have to repeat it so I can then.
when you say outline and this be mixed up, I don't understand that.
Okay, like as if we are putting a breakdown of what we want to achieve, just like you said it with your mouth now. If we can just take it down, because I think I completely got lost. Like the system we want to design, I completely got lost.
Okay. So what do you want? Where do you want me to outline it?
I think you can just create a sticky note there and just by beside the canvas, that would be fine. A sticky note within the canvas will also solve that issue.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is going to create your notes, give pages. I'm just going to use it on. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's what you want, right? This is okay, right? All right.
Yeah, this is okay. We can, yes.
Okay. So here, let me. Okay, so this form, since it has submission, there is submission. There is submission. Whether there is submission or there is no submission, but you need a source. So how do you come about the source? You either need to, you must have a system where you get it back, right? So to me, some people would say let them use Google Drive, but question I will always ask is how would the document get to Google Drive? It's not going to be double work. If somebody has to submit document to you, you now go and sort it out in Google Drive, then you now come again and fire it from your workflow. Still double work. So why not just do a workflow or a pipeline? Instead, you're a company or you're a business, you do a landing page where people will just go and submit their document. Right. So what I'm trying to say in essence, commissions are supposed to reduce the workload, not partially or not increase, because some people would you could see I do see some workflows where they'll come and put manual trigger here on some workflows that has to do with documents. Come and put manual trigger, then put Google Drive. Then my question will always be, why are you putting manual trigger and you're putting Google Drive? Which means that you're going to manually go and sort the document in your Google Drive. Then you now open your N8N, come and click execute, which doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me, right? So how do I go with form submission so that document can flow directly through your work and the workflow? Everything will be done. All right. So here we'll go by form submission. First of all, you can catch it through webbook, you can catch it through anywhere, right? So go by some form submission, and it's going to be the title is going to be contract submission. Contract submission. Okay. Now, form description, which you already know, form description is the description you are giving to people who are going to make use of that form. All right. So please submit your contract and get an instant response. See, let me be honest with you guys, right? It's not that it pains me per se, but I find it somehow that when I give assignment, I'll tell you do this, come back, do something else. And I've seen some people's work that they're using the exact prompts I use. The exact thing I told the AI, that is the exact thing they are using. Which means there is no room for growth. You're not giving yourself room for growth. I could do this and tell AI to do something for me. That does not mean that you should carefully watch the video and tell the AI to and give that exact prompt to your AI. You are just a rubber stamp learner. You know, I keep preaching this from day one. Do not be a rubber stamp learner. Be flexible. Right? Some prompts I've seen, What to work with mine? I mean, what to work, what to work, what to work. Exact thing that was written, that was the exact thing that was exact use case. Yeah, I said in some workflows, I say you should use, yes, use the exact use case that we used to learn quite all right. But then now become flexible. Now use something else to practice. Do you understand? But I would only see that one that I used to. At the end of the day, have you known it? You feel you've known it until somebody gives you a workflow to do with that exact thing that you've done. Someone will give you because you do not give yourself room for flexibility, room for growth. You find it difficult doing it. But it will be to you that way you did not even learn it. And the truth is, some of these things are still difficult to some people that because they've not been giving themselves room for growth. Do you understand? You have to give yourself room for growth. That is beyond what was taught. Be flexible, use other use cases. Even if you do my assignment and you come to me and say, oh, okay, this is what you did, oh, it is related. Honestly, I'll be very pleased. So people are doing it already. But majority still do the exact thing that was practiced. You understand? So please give yourself room for growth, room for improvement by being dynamic, by being flexible. All right. At least the prompts. Definitely, if you were a machine, you will not be happy seeing somebody using your exact prompt and everything. It does not cut it. You understand? It doesn't cut it at all. Right? So the elements I'm going to add is name, or let me say name, who is submitter, who is submitting, right? Let me say this submittal or the submittal name, right? Person that is submitting is Abby. Text includes. I'm going to put placeholder and I'm going to put required field. Okay, here I'm going to put the placeholder. Please enter your. All right. Then here I'm going to add submittal email. I hope this my English is correct. Email. I'll change it to email, which you already know why I'm changing to placeholder required. Placeholder is going to be please enter your correct address. Required field of form. Then another thing I'm going to put is something like, let's say, company text includes. Yes. Company name. This done on. I believe by now we've all known what this thing is, what they call custom field name and default value. In case you've forgotten, but please go and press it more. Let's go to please enter your company. Since it's a company, right? The expecting is a B2B kind of thing, but it's a C2B. Yeah, you don't need company name, right? Then here, what else do we need? Okay, let me say phone number. Phone number. It doesn't matter the person's phone number, right? Number. Change it to number and say, let's hold. Please enter your reachable phone number. Attributes, fire field, yes. Some elements again will say documents of document of. Now here I'm going to choose file. All right. Now choosing file and I'm adding attribute. Do I need multiple files or just one file? If you're building for multiple files, pipeline is going to change, right? So you're going to have to take multiple files, and that's going to take a little bit of more of the time. But very important here, I need the file type and again the required field. Now the file type, now remember this is N8N form. You might appear differently on Google Form, it might appear differently on Typeform, it might appear differently on whichever form system you want to use. All right, even if you want to use a form, just like somebody was using tally form, or someone was using tally form, and then we have to catch it through well. Whatever you're going to set it on your form, all right, or any kind of intake system you're going to use, all right, whatsoever system you're going to set, any other system is used to set file type, you do it. But in your workflow, you will now know how to handle it. Do you understand? So here I'm going to put the file type to dot PDF. Now, if you do not put dot PDF, the person can upload any kind of file. And when you upload any kind of file, remember that your workflow now, because we are using the PDF, right? Your workflow is going to use that particular file type. So if somebody comes here to submit Microsoft Word, it will not be submitted. Right? Now I'm going to give you something, I'm going to give you a hint or a tip that you can do. You can now use an error pipeline to you can send message to the person that you submitted a wrong file type. Do you understand? So that their thing was not good. Just like I used error handling to show you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So just like I showed you the error handling, you can output an error so that if the file type is wrong, or you can use a switch, all right, put a switch so that you can put an if actually, you can put an if. If the file type is correct, if you let the file go, there is an error, to pass through an extra work. Now going to who did that? Who did that? That was Kirian, right? We did that using Let's classifier.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you can equally do something like that here, where you send the person notification to say, no, your file type was wrong. You understand? So that is for file type, right? I've given that explanation. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to okay before the file type, there is something very important, and that thing is now let me tell you. There are different ways you can do this. Number one way is the easy way, but it is the most reliable way, not reliable way. Have specific types of contract or document or policies. You know that you can also use this pipeline to review company policies and this pipeline to file company policies, company documents like staff, internal staff, right? Because of now. One way to do it is the best way is you have a drop down and speaks directly to the kind of document you are uploading. Do you understand? Another way to do it, leave it open, you use your information extractor. Use information extractor to extract what is inside the document. Do you understand? Use information extractor to extract what is inside the document title. Once the information extractor extracts the document title, then you use AI now write the title of the document. Okay, you now, okay, you can now use that title you have extracted now to title your document. Right. That is another way to use. But in the system, we are going to just we are going to do the one that already that is most reliable, which is you choose contract type you are submitting, right? So here I'm going to add a form element. Add a form element. The number one element, sorry, another element I'm going to add is contract type. You understand? Contract type. So let's say in Apexo, let us say in Apexo, now we choose job now. Let us say in Apexo that Apexo is a consultancy company, right? And Apexo is taking number one contract is handling for the government is educational supplies. That's okay. Instead of saying educational supplies, let's say textbooks. All right. Another one is what? Please talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Just tell me. Let's be conversational, right? Let's be conversational. So that contract type.
School bags.
It must not be educational. It must not be everything about school. It can just look at anything. Okay, so we say school bags. Anything you tell me, that's what I'm going to do. Another one is what?
Stationery. Cleaning of it.
Stationaries. Stationaries. Okay. Now you see, I have to do what? Now I have to ensure there is no gap. See, I have to ensure there is no gap because if you put gap, it's going to be wrong. No gap. See, there is gap. No gap. Okay, so another one is what? Another one is what?
Building
Okay.
maintenance.
Building maintenance. The gap, of course. Then add attributes. Remember that you're adding this and you're giving yourself more assignments. Add attributes. I'm going to use no default value. Please not use required field. Yes, you must. All right. Then I would choose add option. I will turn off the N8N. All right. By now you should already know how to use the what's it called? How to do custom form styling, right? So here I'm going to use submit contract. Submit contract, right? So, but here I'm going to play this. I'm going to take this one up. So in case you want, I don't have to delete this to again. I have to just drag it, use this 6 dots here, drag it up. Understand? It will go up and the upload will come down. Do you understand? Something I'm not seeing here is accepted file type. Let's turn it off. .pdf. PDF is accepted file type. All right. Then I should. Okay. So this is this form now. I think this is form. But then there's something I need for us, which is not part of this. I don't have a document. So let me just quickly use ChatGPT to generate a document. Say ChatGPT, my guy. I'll tell it to generate PDF contract document. contract deed, deed document for Indabulski Enterprise to Apexo Consultants Limited. Correct. Contract document. The document is for what's one of the things there is for for textbooks. Let me use the first one for secondary school textbooks supply for a period of, let's say, 5 years, ensure to include all necessary unnecessary contract bidding attributes. This is a mock data, but don't write data in it. Okay. Then I said include contacts. Email is, let me use sheet that you made it down, right? Okay. Make a page for that cannot be trusted. Don't waste my time. I would go to Gemini. All right. Let me download and let us see body of it. All right. Submitted to Apexo dates on Trados. Give me all these things. With all this. Okay. Anyway, let's use this, right? Let's use this. Contract proposal. All right. Let's use this. So here I'm going to execute, and then since we generated a model, the submitter name, which is submitter, we use precious Indabulski. Just Indabulski. Submitter email address. I put this company name Indabulski Enterprise. Indabulski Enterprise. Contract type is textbooks, and then document upload. I'm going to use document upload here. Now you see, but the fact that we use document type to PDF, you can see that by default it chose PDF. Right? For some people that have coconut head, we go here and click all files. But stuff I showed you that what you need is PDF. All right, so just obey it and choose PDF. Now, why I'm saying this is my form that I gave you when you register. Some people will, that form is picture. So people will go to here, go and change it, or use their phone, change it to all file types, and they will upload PDF. Then when you upload PDF, I will not receive it. It will not flow because I use image to do the workflow, not for PDF. All right. So because of that, that was happening. There are some people I told to re-upload. Because that was happening, I now have to, for the upcoming class, what I did was I removed the image so any document type can flow. Now, as I was doing this long explanation, see what happened. This side has stopped listening. Stop listening. I will have to cancel the form I was filling. I've canceled it. I'll come back and redo it. Do you understand? So submitter's name, Precious, in the submitter email, phone number is your company name in the key enterprise. Right, the enterprise contract type, books. I go here, by default, it's going to bring only PDF documents to you. Here and upload. Then submit contracts. I've submitted contract, right? Now, working with binary. Now, you see that document. By default, you're going to see this, and it's going to be here. Look at my right. You can see here, it's going to be here as binary. Other details are these. Look at them. These are other details. I go to schema, I will see other details. And here, look at it. Objects. Submission came as objects. But I'm not going, we do not need this. Actually, we don't need this. Right? To find that data, it's going to be here. Now, it's very, very key and important to note that you cannot put here. Because there is document in it, you cannot right here. The pin is off. Read it. Pin data is disabled and this node output contains binary data. You cannot pin here, but you will exit, right click and pin. You will exit, come here to right click and pin. Very important to note that. All right. Then I add my edit field. When I add edit field, I will now map it and I can see that here is still coming here as what? Binary. But I need to map things. I need to map other fields. What do I have to do? I will go here to schema first. I will map submitter name. I will map submitter email. I will map company name. I will map contract type. All right. Then I will map submitted at. Now I don't have to be changing this time every time again for you people because you already know how to. Okay. I've demonstrated it a couple of times how to change this time. Okay, so I'll just assume that you know it right now, so I don't have to be always doing this. Okay. So here, look at this. Submitted at that will be time stamp, right? Then question you'll be asking is, what about that document? What will I do with it? I will now go to binary. I will not map now. I will highlight. I will copy this. Copy. Add manually. Value. Paste the value. You must make sure it is the same. If it's not the same, it will flow. Then this string, I will come here, change it to binary. Then give it a name. Give it a name. You understand? You give it a name. Now I can change the name. I can change it to the document. You understand? Or I can come and change it to contract document. Or I can even add it something by mapping the company name into it and see maybe something like this. If that's good, let's check if that is going to work. Okay, company here, it's not going to work, right? In the next stage, that is going to work. So I can come here and say, I'll just name it document. Any name I name it here, that's what it's going to go. Right? But make sure that the name of your data must be, the name of this here must be the name. Even if you want to type, ensure you type it correctly. I am repeating it now, over and over now. Ensure you type it correctly. Me, I copy it and I paste it. And when I execute, you can see that it has come here. But guess what? If I did not put it correctly, let's say I put space. If I put space, look at what's going to happen. That failed. That is space here. Okay? I remove the space, it has come. If I remove this underscore, it will fail. If I put back the underscore, it will work. If I change this from capital U to small u, capital U to small u, it has failed. That is to tell you that it must be the same name. It must be the same name. Do you understand? It must be the same. All right. So this is it. I've taken other details and I've also taken the binary data. Right. So this is it. Right. Now the next thing we'll have to check is what are we going to do with the binary data? Like, what do we do with it? Do you understand? And decide to, since we have different pipelines, we have different items, right? Now, there's a way I'm going to do this. I would like you to do something different. I will put a switch for extraction, but I would like you to put extraction before switch. But I'm going now, these are 4 lines. I'm going to use 1 line and then take the remaining 3 lines, go and fill it, submit it, and we'll come outside. Do you understand? Now I'm going to build here, I'm going to put a switch. I'm going to put a switch here. All right. And the switch I'm going to put here is going to have the values of if. Now I'll come here and say, if contract type, you already know how to do that, is equal to textbooks, then it should pass where? Textbooks. All right. I'll add another one. If contract type is equal, now the reason I'm doing like this is because where you're going to save, where you're going to store these documents, you know, you're going to store them in different folders. Textbook contract. Imagine it's a policy in your company, you're going to put disciplinary documents one side, one folder, other documents on one folder, other documents on one folder. So indeed now, using this for instance, all textbook contracts, one folder. All student maintenance contracts, one folder. All, you understand? That's how we are going to do it. Right? So I'm going to go back. Let us assume I've forgotten other contracts. So I'm going to go back and check. Okay, I'm going to go back and check. I have textbook, school bag, stationery, building maintenance. Please, somebody help me. Textbook, school bags, stationery, building maintenance. All right, I'll request for it now. Okay, the next one is what? School bags.
School bags.
Okay, yeah, and I rename it to school bags. The next one is what?
Stationery.
Stationery.
Okay. If contract type is Now it is not stationary, it is stationaries.
Stationaries.
Stationaries. Yes. Now there is a space here. I'm going to move that space. You understand? If you leave that space, it's going to fail. Then I'll rename it to stationary. Then the next one is what?
Building materials, I guess.
Contract. If contract type is equal to building maintenance.
Okay, building maintenance.
Maintenance. There will also be space. I will remove that space and I will rename to building maintenance. Now I execute. Where did it pass? Textbooks. But whenever it passes, you will notice that it is only the document that is showing. That does not mean others did not pass. Simply click on schema. Click on schema, you see other details. Do you understand? So now what I'm now going to add here is I'm going to add extractor. Extract from file. I need to, first of all, I need to extract that document. I need to extract that item. Okay? You can just put your extractor anywhere before, after, or even after the after filing. Do you understand? Now I'm going to build my own data. I need to extract, then file. Do you understand? You can build, extract, file, download, and you can also do file, download, extract, and continue. However you want to do it, okay? But okay, fine. Let's now do it according to priority. First thing first, we want to ensure is that the document is filed or any other thing, even if the workflow breaks, it is filed, right? That's the best we want to achieve, right? So because of that, I'm going to now file it first. So I will add Google Drive. I'll add Google Drive. Now, Google Drive, inside Google Drive, I will use upload file. Okay. Now, we're using upload file here. I'm using upload file, which means it is going to be inside Google Drive.
So sorry, I think you
Update.
clicked on update.
Oh, okay. I'm going to use upload, not update. Yeah, look at the upload. Now I'm going to use upload. Now it means that inside Google file, inside my Google Drive, or that Google Drive that owner of the work, right? That document to be filed inside the Google Drive. Okay, so I will head into the Google Drive. I'll head into my Google Drive to do what? I'll head into my Google Drive to create. I'll head into my Google Drive to create a folder specifically for this. Right? Let's show you how filing is done. Right now, I'm creating.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm the only one that's not seeing your screen.
That should be your network.
Yeah, the only one.
Okay.
So I'm creating a folder and I will name it contracts. Do you understand? Or let me name it Apexo contracts. All right. Now, so inside this Apexo contracts, now let me now go to my drive. These are the Apexo contracts, right? Here. Now, inside Apexo contracts, I'm going to create other folders. First folder I'm going to create is textbooks. Textbook contracts. I'll create another folder as well. That is main one. I'll create another folder as well. I'll call it what? School bags. Just like as we've been doing for school bag contracts. Okay, school bag contract. Then another one I'll create again, another folder, so that every folder will have to contain a particular contract. Then I'll create another folder and call it stationaries. contracts. Another one I also create is building maintenance contracts. Building maintenance contracts. See, all of them they are all now at a place, right? Okay. So aside them being at a place, in order that we're also going to, create a simple sheet where it can be accessed. All right. Case of anything. Okay. So here, since I've created those, I'm going to use the operation has to be what? Upload. Now, this data, this input data field name, means that particular document, the name is coming with. The name it is coming with. That is what you put here. So it is coming with what? As documents. So take the document. Now this is not mapping. I'll take the documents, put here. Right? Then file name. Let me show you this. File name is the name you want it to be stored as. So the file name, let me also show you. If not specified, the original file name will be used. Right? Now, if I want it to be stored at a certain every file should have their file name, right? Every document, so that I can easily locate it. Now, mind every document that is coming now is going to come as document. Inside my drive, I need them to be automatically renamed to the company that is uploading them. Do you understand? I need them to be automatically renamed to the company that is uploading them. So here I'm going to schema, and the file name will be Indaboski Enterprise. Okay, Indaboski Enterprise. Okay, fine. Since it's already inside textbook contract, I don't need to drag this. So Indaboski Enterprise contracts. Do you understand? So any company at all that is submitting will automatically rename that file into the company name and store into the drive. Now look at it. Let me go here. Textbook contracts, right? And see that textbook contract is empty, absolutely empty. I will now go here to do have this, right? It will now be stored with the company name. That is number one. Then that's number two. Number three is which folder will I save it? Now the parent folder is my drive, which is the parent folder, right? Now the next folder is where the particular folder it will be. Now there is Apex contracts. I'm not going to use Apex contracts, so I'm going to look for that particular place I want it to be, all right? Which is textbook contracts. Textbook contracts. That is what I will choose. I will choose the textbook contract. Then other things. When we need it to have other things, have properties, blah 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 blah. And let us say our properties. What kind of properties should we add? Key and value. So these are more like if you want to add anything to it, all right, you will just name it and put in the value. But now we are not going to add anything to it. You're just going to leave it like this. The properties I remove. So it is going to store inside here. So let me execute. Now I have executed. Understand? I have executed this. It is now stored. So let me now go to that place. You can see it in the Indaboski Enterprise contract. A document has been submitted and it has been automatically renamed and stored inside Google Drive. Now this applies to both Google Drive, both every other kind. Do you understand? Both every other kind of drive. Is it OneDrive? Is it You understand? Any other kind of threat. Okay. So here I'm going to now go back. Now the document has been stored, which means anybody that submits documents will now get automatically stored. Okay. So here I'm going to pin this. The reason I'm pinning it is, and if I execute it again, it's going to store it again. One very important part. One very important part. Here. See here. There are a couple of other things. Right. Number one, that document has been stored, but since it was uploaded, it has been taken off its work. It has been removed from its workflow, that particular document. Right. But since it has been stored, we need it to come back. Do you understand? We need it to come back to the workflow. What are we going to do? We're going to download it again. However, we can choose to say, okay, when we download it again, let us store it into a spreadsheet first. Let us save everything into spreadsheets before we proceed. Do you understand? So I am now going to say here, now before I do that, there's something I'm going to check first. Right? Okay. I have this web view. So I'm going to share first of all. I will share. The reason I need to share is that while I'm saving the link inside spreadsheet, you understand? While I'm storing the link inside spreadsheet, I will share it so that anybody with that spreadsheet that is authorized to have that spreadsheet will be able to view that document. If not, the person will not be able to view the document. All right. So I'm going to add another drive, and I will say share file. All right. Now the share file, I am not selecting from the list. I am in by URL or ID. It's best to do by ID. All right. I am going to do by ID so that any ID that comes here at all will be shared. But if you go and choose from the list, you'll be looking at that one particular document. Right. So what I have to add here is permission. What role am I sharing it? I'll say maybe commenter and user or domain or anyone. I will say anyone. Allow file discovery. No, you can choose to allow it or now allow file discovery. That person will can go from there into other files or search other files. All right. Add option. What are there to add other options? Do you need to mail the person to say that okay, your this file has been shared to you? No, you don't need to do all this, or you transfer ownership. You don't need to do all those, right? On normal share, because you do not know a particular person that wants that's going to, in as much as it is an authorized database, right? So now this is it. I have shared the file. But the file has been shared now. Then I'll add the spreadsheet. Add sheets. So here I'm not going to say append row sheets. I'm picking the one of get, I'm taking the one of append. Right? Well, one of the days we also take that of updates. Okay. So I'm using append to append row with your normal storing, right? So here I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here to works. I'm going to come here to create. I'm going to come here to create a spreadsheet. It's going to create a spreadsheet, and that sheet is going to be Apexo contracts. Apexo contracts, and here is going to be textbooks. Textbooks, right? Remember that you have to name all of them one by one. You add another one and say what. Another one is what. Stationaries, yeah.
School bags.
Yeah, school bags. Another one is what?
Stationery.
Stationaries. 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 Another one is building maintenance.
Building maintenance.
Building maintenance. Building maintenance. Building maintenance. Right. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we are working on textbooks. So this switch line, this line is for textbooks. Remember, we're working on textbooks. So to make life easier for me, what I'm going to do is I'll just simply go here. All right. Carry all these things here. Just carry all of them and go and paste. Right. I'll go and paste. Then I'll add something. I will move this here. I like my timestamp to always be at the start. Then I'll add something here. What I'm going to add here is documents. Contract link. All right. Now I'm going to use this and this. All right. So here I'll just copy all this. Go to school bags, like this. Stationaries, like this. Building maintenance, like this. Right. Another thing I would add is this. Another thing I would add is now that is going to make this page scattered. Right? AI recommendation. If I want it, if it is needed, and add AI recommendation and AI recommendation. But let's just put it just on only this one so that we use it to work on updates. Do you understand? Use it to work on updates. Use it to use updates rather, update sheets. Do you understand? So here I'm going to use, I will now go back to that spreadsheet and pick that Apexo contract, pick the particular sheet I'm on. Now, you by now you should notice that all those things that we work with from day one, all those things we work, those non-AI powered workflow that we do from day one, we are still using them even when we are doing AI qualified. Okay, so there's something I'm going to do here. So I'm going to break this. I'm going to break this and bring edit field here. Remember the reason you have to add it. Bring edit field here. So I'm not going to take anything from this share file. I'm going to go to load file and I will take web view link. Web view link. I'll take web view link, which is the link I can use to view the document. So this is documents link. All right. Then I will collapse this and go to that edit field and map other things around it. As usual, I map this here. I map this here. I map this here. Company name. I map this here. Sorry, I didn't move this off. Contract type. I map this here. And timestamp. I map this here. Right. And I execute it. Okay. Then I will now connect spreadsheets. Okay. When I connect the spreadsheets, what would I now do next? I would now map. All right. I would now map timestamp, submitter name, submitter email, company name, contract type to contract type, document link to document link. Once I execute, that's it here. Once I execute, it is stored, right? Now, this is the importance of the document link. Let's see the importance of the document link. Right? Look at this. I come here, I view this document. I click it. I come here to click it. All right. It should be opening in another place, right? Or I copy it. Okay, but this is it though. Okay, yeah, you are the owner. You are the owner. Now, let's say I use another account to view this link. I'll still be able to view it, right? Remove link. Do I need to remove this? No. Shape link and blah blah blah. But if you were someone else, once you click, it should be able to view it, right? Or let me just open link in new tab. Let me open it in new tab. I can now view it. You understand? I do not have to go to the drive to sort the document. I can quickly view it through this place. Okay, so I'll now say, okay, where is NWSK Enterprise 1? I'll just come here, I will view it. Right? I'll open it. Okay, good. Now I'm going to, since this is done, I will pin this to avoid it to always store data. Right? Now I have done this, but I need this document back into the workflow. Remember that this document is now removed from the workflow. The document has been removed from the workflow. Two ways to do this. Go here. I want to make it complicated. I will go here, carry this document, come here, put a merge here, but I'm not going to do that. I would rather do a download. I'd rather put another drive and download, which is download file. Download file will pull up that document from the drive and put it back into the workspace so that we can use it. Right. So here I'm now going to use by ID. Right. So by ID, I go to here. Where's the document? Where did we get the document ID? Then okay, sorry, I can choose to do by URL. If I choose by URL, then I will use contract view link. All right. And once I execute, what's going to happen to bring back the documents? I say that it has brought it back as what? As data. It has brought it back as data. All right. Changing the name of the document. Okay. Then we can choose to put attribute name here. All right. Can choose to put the output's name. Now that output's name, we can use this here to put it. You understand? Now let's execute. Come at NWSK Enterprise. You understand? We can always rename it. Okay. So options. Where are other options? You want it to convert? You want it to convert? Do you want it to change file name? No, we don't want it to convert. We want it to remain in PDF. Want it to remain in PDF. So I'm going to now add conversion. Convert to file. Since we already have PDF, we have a PDF that we use. All right. Sorry, we are going to use extracts. Extracts, not converts. We're going to use extracts. Extract from file, right? And we are going to use extract. Now there's text file, there's other things, but we need to use extract from PDF. Show us some extract from PDF. Okay, so the input binary, yes, this is very important now. Very, very important. The data extraction does not rest. It only respects one thing. And what it only respects is anything that comes here, and you cannot map here. Do you understand? it respects anything that comes inside here. All right. So let me give you an instance. If the name you used to map here is going to be different from what comes here, to fail. For best practices, either you do your mapping simply or you do a simple write-up. Either you allow it to come as default with data, because if you mistakenly go and map something else and this file name comes with something else, here is going to fail. All right. So let me go back and show you this. But let me go back and explain from there. If this finding that is coming up from here, if you mistakenly change it, manually change anything. If you manually change it to anything, all right, and you go to this other place, and you go to this other place, another name to fit. All right. So because of that, what I'm going to put here is I'm going to just allow it to always come with documents. For the sake of this class, I'm going to always allow it to come with documents. When it comes with documents, the extracts, I will remove this marking here and put document. Let it be a static data. For the sake of this class, if I was doing it, I'll map it dynamically. Do you understand? Now, I said extracts. I've executed extracts. Look at what it did. It has extracted the text inside that PDF. You see here? It has extracted the text, the entire text inside that PDF. It has extracted it. Then, okay, now look at the full text. Look at the entire text. Okay. Now, should you need, in case you need this file inside your workflow again, in case you need it again, maybe to put it, send it back to the person that sent this thing. All right, you can now see keep source. Keep source, choose binary. By execute step, or when I execute step, this document is going to come still flow, and the schema, the extraction is still flow. You can see here. So this extraction, I did it so that I will not use AI, because there are AI nodes that can extract documents for you. But I don't want to use AI to extract these documents. I do not want to use AI to extract that document, because it's going to cost us. So let us save that cost. All right, let us save that cost. Okay. But then, now inside here, you can now put what's it called? You can choose, are you going to extract basic items? For instance, you want, now look at this, right? I'm not going to use information extractor here. Okay, or I might choose to use information extractor to demonstrate something, not that it is necessarily needed here. All right, now because I have used the form to pick the company name and pick other items, right? So I do not need information extractor. But if I did not pick up those things, I would have used information extractor, which is the AI, to extract those things. So yes, I'm not going to use information extractor here, but we'll do another workflow sometimes that we are going to use information extractor. I've used a couple of other AI nodes, all right? Domain information extractor, and we also remain in sentiment analysis, right? Now, here I'm going to now directly use AI agents. So if I use AI agents, I'm going to put this edit field, I'm duplicating it and I'm putting it. It's getting longer, Abby. All right. Now I'm putting this here. Okay, yeah, good. So the extra thing I need here is text. I need this text as texture. But do I need timestamp? I do not need timestamp. Oh no, I think I need timestamp. I need timestamp to be able to, while it is drafting the email, writing the what button, it's going to reference the time the person submitted, the date the person submitted, right? Or we can choose to leave it. Let us ignore it actually. No problem with that. So here we're going to rename this contract details. All right, contract details, and every other thing is here. So he executes. Okay. So here, contract details and every other thing. Right. Then what are the AI agents?
Sorry, I didn't understand why we have to use the edit field again.
Why do you use edit field?
To manually map what we want.
Thank you. So since we have an extra field coming here, we have an extra field coming from this file extractor, which is the text here. You need the edit field to set it out so that all these other ones can go to hell. All these other field can go to hell, and only this text. Now, not just the text. We need the text. We need the who submitted it. We need the submitter email. We need company name. We need other things. So we have to use edit field to bring those things forward, and then include that text that was extracted. Then send them to the AI, the email writer, and the contract analyst. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
All right. So here, I'm going to now normal things include chat model. Remember, I used to tell you it doesn't matter how many times you use edit field, so long as you use it to achieve what you want to achieve and use it at a strategic point where it is necessary to use it. All right. So here, you can actually use one AI agent for all the channels, but now will mean your prompting to the AI agent is now going to be stronger or longer. All right. So here I will be choosing the AI model I want to use. The tool, do I have to use any tool? For now, I don't have to use any tool, but if it's a company that has a knowledge base, you can add the knowledge base tool, right? So here, I'm going to now come here and say, you are a professional contract analyst, right? For Pexor consultants, your task is to carefully read the contract detail, contract documents, okay, and carefully read, digest, and then analyze the contract according to. Let's say you have a policy. Let's say you have a policy or you have what you're looking for in a contract, right? You now list them according to government policies. Then I will now have here. I'm going to use ChatGPT to improve on this prompt, okay? So I don't take a lot of time here. Here I'm now going to say impute. All right. And I'll say contract documents. Contract documents. contract document. Yeah. I see that it has appeared here. That full document has appeared. Now, why did it appear? Because we extracted it. Then another thing is company name, company name, company name, submitting company name. Submitting company name. Submitting company name, contract category. I am happy, right? Okay, and I'll say submitting officer. Meeting officer. Precious level scale. Right, then I can add documents. Okay. I need to add this document link because it is going to send back this document. Let's say I want to, oh no, it's not important. Let me leave it, but this is an external, but they do not need to have access to our internal document, right? Our internal resource. Okay, so let me remove that. Right. So here I'm going to now give it instructions before I go to AI to use AI to improve, right? Instructions. One, strictly analyze the documents and output all gray areas, highlighting them for correction, right? Two, strictly out. It strictly outputs. Okay, number one, strictly outputs analyze the highlighting the areas. Let me say strictly outputs the following. Strictly, okay, highlighting the all gray areas, highlighting them for correction. Okay, yeah. So number two, strictly output the following. Email response, highlighting email response to all right, highlighting gray areas, asking highlighting gray areas and asking and requesting for correction and explanations. Is it one? So this. So highlighting why? Highlighting the Is anybody seeing what is happening?
Yes.
Three areas as asking for corrections and explanation. Okay, that is one. Then another one. Two. Email body, sorry, email subjects advice to advice to receiving advice to receiving company advice to receiving company app. So consultants. All right. Okay. Then number three is okay. So let me use this. Number three is ensure to use the HTML. Okay. Ensure to include the following in the email. Just include the following in the email. Okay. Ensure to mention. Oh, let me leave it though. Ensure to use the output parser. Then number 4, right, is just use output parser. Then number 4 is ensure to use the reusable. I'm going to use reusable HTML, or let me leave the HTML. So let me leave the HTML. So I'll copy this and go here and say write and improve prompts. What I'll say, you are an experienced prompt engineer that can improve the prompts for this. Single image development itself. Okay, so this is I put require email subject. Okay, this is and it gave me out email parser. I'm sorry, output parser as well. Okay, so we are going to then I'll say make it ready to copy. Not get straight to copy all this. Yeah. Like ready to copy one, so I can just hit here and copy it and push. Right. Now this output parser, I copy this, I go here and I delete this and I paste this, right? I'll check, are there places for correction? Include variables. Okay, now let me leave this. Input variables. Let me check with others. Submitting officer. Trouble. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Come strong, focusing on control, legal pressure, ambiguous language, and clear pricing. Yeah, good. So that's what I was saying. If you have requirements, if you have requirements, okay, you can add. Then this output formats. This output format, I'm just going to copy this and paste, put into the output parser. So I'll turn on the required output parser, right? Put that, place this and put it here. All right, then, and what next do I have to do? For production, remember, output formats. Okay, so let me just delete this. Okay, let me just delete this, and let me check. Is there any HTML? Is there any HTML instructions? Is there any HTML instructions? Let me check. If there's a HTML instruction, if it's included HTML instruction, then I'm going to include it. But then no HTML instruction, no problem. I execute. Let us see what the result is going to be. But then let me check. Internal advisory to Apex. So all right, that's awesome. So here, let us see what is completed. Okay, contract submission review, clarification and additional information required for Indabowski Enterprise. Dear Indabowski Enterprise, thank you for submitting your bid and blah blah blah. The proposal lacks explicit inclusion of the termination clause, right? It has done this internal advisory. Internal advisory to notes is level assessment, risk level assessment summary of. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do here is just like someone will always ask me, why are you putting what was that question again? Why are you putting edit field? So I'm going to put another edit field here. That way, we're going to have plenty edit field in this one, right? So the first thing I'll need to do here is these other ones. I'll delete them. I'll delete all these other ones. I will leave only the email. That's the only thing I need here, right? Contract details. The only thing I need here. Now the email subject. I'll use email subjects. Use this. We'll use this. Okay. All right. Now I will execute this. I'll pin this so that I can always use it. The next thing I'm going to do, it's getting longer, right? What I'm going to do is put a Gmail to send. I know somebody will be like, finally. Put a Gmail to send a message to. Put a Gmail to send a message to. Person that's submitted, right? So send the message. Email subjects. I'll put it here. Right. I'm expecting this. Okay, no, it shouldn't fail. Then I'll turn off this attribution as usual. Turn off the attribution. Sender name. Sender name, I'll put it Apexo Consultants. Right? What else do I need to do? Now, in case I want to, mind you, if you want to attach that document taking, that will mean you will now have to connect a node from here. Just like I was explaining, you have to connect this and put match. Put match here. you want to send the document back. Should we do that? Should we send the document back? No, let's not do that. You put a merge here, all right? Put a merge there, and let me execute this. No, this is not internal adversary. I don't intend to internal adversary, sorry. Don't intend to put response to company. Now, this response, you sort of saying, what is it called? Sort of saying send a message. You can say draft, right? You can say draft a message. All right. You can draft a message and keep instead of saying send a message. Because we need to review. But if the person requires to send, no problem, then directly send. All right. So let's use send a message. But remember that such a thing like this, your advice to your client should be draft so that he will review. All right. So I will send this and I come here. Okay, here. Now this is scattered. Why is this scattered? But I thought we turned these things off. Okay, it went back, right? I'll go here, turn it back to text, go here, turn it off, go here again, add sender name. I add sender name, and the sender name is going to be Pexo Consultants. I sent. See, it's going to come in a better form now, right? Pexo Consultants, good, awesome. Pexo Consultants, contract submission review, and blah blah blah. Dear Interboski Enterprise, thank you for submitting your bid proposal for the supply of secondary school textbooks under the contract category textbooks. We appreciate the effort and detail provided in your submission. To ensure a thorough evaluation and compliance with our procurement regulation, we kindly request some clarifications and additional information on several points outlined below. Contract completeness and legal clarity. The proposal lacks explicit inclusion of termination clause, liability provisions, and payment terms, which are critical to pricing structure is very dictating detailed pricing with delivery, blah 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 blah. How do you rate this? Is this okay? Is this usable? In as much as there are no parameters given to it, there are no details. There are no tied-down guidelines given to the AI to use. Understand? We should actually give the AI guidelines to use this as your judgment. Always do that, right? The next thing we are going to do is to add a sheet. Right? We'll add a sheet and do what we use. Now, this time around, we use update rule sheets. Now, when we are using update rule sheets, we use update rule sheets, right? Okay. Now, on this update rule, now it is already a sheet in existence. That particular rule that something has been written, we just want to update it, right? Now, I'm going to choose an Pexo contract. From here, choose textbooks. The difference now is it will ask me column to match on. That is, which column is it going to be looking at? When it gets to that column, it will match on it. You understand? So I'm going to submit our name. Submit our name. All right. Now, values to update. Values to update. Which value do I need it to update? I will have to update this value. Do you understand? So what this simply means, it will look for this particular column called submit our name. All right. So that's it for submit our name. Okay. So now submit our name is using. Sorry, I need to add the submitter name, the name of the submitter. Submitter name is Precious. So to come here to look for anywhere Precious is. You understand? To look for anywhere Precious in the Boski is, then it will now look on that line to now map this AI automation. Now, let's look at this. That this AI recommendation is here, right? There's nothing on it. But because of this, look at this. Because of what we just did now, you see that it's going to come under here to stay. It's going to come here now to stay. Right? When we execute, let's see, it will look for pressures to map. Yeah, look at it. It has looked for pressure to map on. You understand? So now this is AI advice. It's long, but
Please, I'm lost in this this cell mapping. I'm lost. Like I got it lost.
this updates mapping.
Yes. Yeah, this update map.
Okay. So here, let me delete it. Let me remove everything. Let me delete it entirely. Let me delete it entirely. Right. Here, I'm going to add sheets and I'm going to put updates. Update rule in sheets. Now, remember, if you are appending maps 1, maps 2, maps 3, maps 4, maps 5, but updating looks for a specific volume that you need to be updated. So if I want to change this, I will look for a column you should look at and look for a specific name. For instance, if I say column to match on and I select precious double, when it's coming to update, it will go and look for precious in double script. Anywhere precious in double script, it will go there, change it. Change this particular one you ask it to map, or it will go and map it. Do you understand? If I still come here, this AI here, this AI recommendation, if I come here and put it that you should map it on contract side, it will come and replace what is here instead. Okay, so look at this. This is here. Let me remove it. All right. Now, since it is on update row, document or choose document the way you normally choose your documents. The sheet, I'll choose the sheet the way you normally choose your sheet. Then the column to match on. Which particular column should it be looking for? I'll choose some town here. So what it means is it's going to be looking for this particular column here. This is row and this is column. Row, column, row, column. It will come to look for this particular column here called submitter name. That is what it will look for. It will look for the column called what? Submitter name. Now, after looking for submitter name, it's asking me that I should put something so that it will go and look for that particular thing. Wherever it sees it, it will now look on that particular row to update. Okay. So what I'm going to do is here, I'll go back to map the name because I told you to look at submitter name. So what name is it going to look for in that submitter name? It's looking for the name of the person, which is precious in the browser. So anywhere it is precious in the browser, that is where it will go and map this AI artifact. All right. I can choose to delete all these ones. I can choose to delete all of them. All these ones, because I don't use them. The only two things I need here is where it is going to update, where it will look for. It's just like now. It's just like they tell you to go to Lagos. Chipo, all right. Chipo at the roundabout. By your right, you will see babies. Sorry, by your before the at the roundabout, by your right, you will see God is good Moses. What does it mean? It will go to Jibo in Lagos. You start looking for the roundabout at Jibo. When you have seen the roundabout, that is this, you have seen. Then by your rights, what would you see? ABC. C. Precious. By your right. Then go and deliver that. Then you now go into there to go and deliver this. Is that much clearer now? Is that much clearer? I can't see the screen if you're saying yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So I will map it again and look at it. It will come here and update. Yes, it has updated. Now, what that meant was that we came here to look for this submittal name. Now I mapped Precious in the booking. When I mount this person, it is now looking for that particular name that is flowing inside that workflow. Looking for that particular name flowing inside that workflow. All right. Then it will now update. After it has seen that, okay, there's Precious in the booking on this workflow, it will now go and look for it and map here. So the AI response will now be there. So the AI recommendation will now be there. You can easily see the information. Risk level, medium, summary, key contract elements such as termination clause, that those things it figured out and it told the person. Price these are these, but at least I think this is actually good to go. All right. Then you can now choose to send notification to the business owner to say, okay, somebody has submitted proposal. All right. Now this is it. So this is the entire work. This is just for one line. This is just for one line. I can choose to come. I can choose to cut it into two. All right. I can choose to cut it into two and make it to appear on something else. Then others will keep appearing on something like that. So that keep appearing on that. When you do this line, you bring it on that. You do the next line, you bring it on that. As you keep looking like scorpion. All those complex workflows you see online. This is the opportunity to do. And you can use this same kind of workflow to do your what we call your job application, and you can use it to do CV review pipeline and CV submission. You can actually use this to CV submission. Okay. And instead of now in the CV submission, which we are going to use applications to simulate something like that, we'll now use information extractor, the AI information extractor, to extract those basic information, applicant's name, applicant's email, blah blah blah, blah, and all of that. Understand? Then store them into drives. Okay, so this is it. So you will now go and do the line 2, go and do line 3, go and do line 4. This is your first, your first official first official workflow you are going to do. Do you understand? Here, just add email notification to the business owner. Email notification to business owner. Do you understand? Add email notification to business owner. Tell him if someone has submitted. Okay. So I'm going to come here and say, oh, no, I'm not going to use this edit field. I'm going to use this other one that has the entire details. Right? Then, since I know the person, the business owner, I'll say new contract submission from WSP Enterprise. WSP Enterprise, right? Then change it to plain text, and I'll come here to say, hey, just going to be a very simple thing. It's just an information, right? You can just say, hey, yeah, raise a new contract from right. choose this. Okay, I'll say office. Right. Yeah, I would say company. Put it on the menu. I would say that thing is on track type. See why N8N, my N8N is from beginner level towards advanced. Beginner to advanced, right? Not those brush through people there. Then I would say, next thing I would say, I would put it contract thing or contract documents. Contract documents. Right, contract documents. There's contract documents. Right. Now this email, I'm going to receive this document now in my other email that is not the owner of this document. So you see, because I use that share, that is why I'll be able to view it in my other email. Do you understand? So I'll just say head to this spreadsheet for full details. Right, for full details. But another thing I'll simply add here is AI advice. AI advice. You get, so that you just be very, where's AI advice from this? AI advice, right? Cheers. Cheers, and I'll turn off N8N attribution. So cheers. I guess I need to close it up and say cheers. Yeah. Wow. All right. So turn on N8N attribution and execute. So let me check the email and see how that notification is going to appear. Yes, look at that notification. There is a new contract from officer name, company, blah, blah, blah. Now look at this. Take note of this. Look at this. The AI advice, all right, risk level, medium, just a quick glance. Then look at that document. Because I shared that document, you understand, and downloaded it back, that is why I'm able to catch it like this. So not even because I shared it, that's why I'm able to open it with this email. If not, if I did not share it, now where is the share? If I did not share it here, I will not be opening it with, I will not be able to open it with this email. Do you understand? So this is it. And new contract submission from Indabosky Enterprise. Hey, there is a new contract from this, that. If I also click here, I'll be able to view the document. Look at it. Right. So, all right. So I'm taking questions, and after the questions, we'll call it a day. And this, I need this particular one. This is your first official, and your second official assignment is coming on Wednesday. Then your third by weekend. Right, this is your first official workflow you have to test your understanding, and you should try as much as possible to do this. Once you're able to do this, once you're able to do this stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, line 1, line 2, line 3, and you finish this entire, you should be able to put your chest, say you now know how to do it automation. Do you understand? Because it will look like Scorpion, it will look very intimidating. I can submit it and can post it anywhere. Do you understand? All right, go ahead, with it.
Okay, good evening everyone. Good evening, sir. I'm so sorry actually I joined late because I was a bit busy at work. Now I want to ask, please can you show me the screen again? You're not showing, yeah, okay, yeah. So please, so if, because I did not but I was still listening to the video. So if I may get it, if we're connecting the school bag, stationaries and building now, what's the output? What if we are connecting it? Are we still going to? How are we going to link it?
And decide to link all of them into one AI agent.
Okay, into one here.
You see, listen, you are not linking them here.
Okay.
There are two different lines. So let me do this like this. You are doing different lines. You are doing different lines. Then you can choose to link it into one AI agent. But you're repeating all these steps, and
Okay.
you are doing all these steps differently. You are
Okay.
not using this same step. If you use this same step, it means you are going back to that particular sheet, right? But you can use the AI agent, one AI agent to write. You can also use different AI agents, anyhow you want. You can use different AI agents. You can use one AI agent. Now, if you're using one AI agent, it means that you're going here to now get your software. You put a merge node. So edit field, you put a merge node to make sure all of them are the same, right?
Yeah.
Send them into the AI agent. But if you can't do that, just do different. Just do it end to end differently. I can't do that.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. Someone is asking, someone is raising hand. Who is that?
It's me, sir.
Okay. Go ahead,
I'm on.
sir. The black people love you so much. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Please.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
One moment, please. What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now.
Oh, okay. So, if we use one AI agent, it simply means we are going to make multiple, we are going to give multiple instructions within that AI agent for it to execute, so it can execute for all 4 branches. Am I correct?
Yes.
But wouldn't that increase our cost? Because once we execute our AI, it reads the whole, increase our tokens, the consumption of tokens, because it has to read everything that we have given to read.
That's it. True. To increase your cost. Thanks
So
for
it's
Thank you for asking.
okay, which means okay.
So it's true. And I say thank you for asking this question because these are kind of questions I was actually expecting you to say, okay, I'm using one AI agent and it's taking more costs. So which means you should now make it different agents. So that's that. Always remember save costs. Important. Save costs. If it's going to take more cost, then increase the cost by using different agents.
Okay, so we should do what? If we don't have enough token, we should do what, sir?
It's not about you having enough token. Having enough token is a different concept, it's a different thing. Saving cost means that it will use smaller quantity of token. It's not about you having enough token, it's about using higher number of tokens to run every time it wants to solve it. If you merge all of them into one agent, because you're going to now increase your prompt to be able to analyze each of those contracts differently. Do you understand? So, essentially, it's about saving costs for your clients, or for yourself, or for your company, or for your business. Right? A company can have 100 million tokens. They have enough tokens, right? If they have 100 million tokens, but on their 100 million tokens, does it mean that if the AI agent is supposed to use 1,000 tokens, then the AI agent is now using 20,000 tokens? Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense because instead of it to use 1,000, it's now using 20,000. So you are running more costs, right? You're running like 400% costs. Okay. Now let us check this. Only this one. How many costs? With only this one to have. What did it take to run? It took 2,159 to run. 2,159. If you now add HDL, it will take more to run. So imagine if you now add merge everything into one, it will take more than 10,000. If you take more than 10,000, which means it's taking like more than if you add HTML, it's going to reach 3,000, and it now takes 12,000, 15 or 10,000, which means it's not taking more than 3x, 300%, or even 400%. So why do you have to do that? All those things you might not see them as possible, but for the business, it's a cost, it's an additional cost, and it's eating the company more money. Do you understand now? So it is not about I have more tokens or I have less tokens. I have millions of tokens, but I do not want my workflow to eat my token at once. You understand? Yeah, Kirian, go ahead.
No, I was the one that asked this question that you just answered, so I think I'm done here for now.
Okay. So no, I was elaborating it for somebody asked that I don't know the person. Someone asked what I mean by if they don't have enough tokens, and I'm saying that it's not about having enough tokens. Enough tokens is a different context. Saving cost is a different context. All right. I might have, like I said, I might have billions of tokens. That does not mean that I should make my AI use a lot of tokens at once. Just like you have consumables in your business. Yes, let's say you sell clothing. And you have nylon that you use to package. It might seem as if nylon is cheap, especially when you brand them. It might seem as if okay, it's one of the cheapest things in your business. That doesn't mean you should now use 5 nylons, 10 nylon to package. Let's say you use 5 nylon to package one clothes. If you use 5 nylon to package one clothes, you are slowly eating down your business. The cost might be the cost of those nylon might look minute, but if you calculate them at the end of the month, how much nylon you have used in Canada have spent a lot. So you might have a lot of nylon, you might have hundreds of nylon. That doesn't mean you should have packaging one clothes with 5 nylon, 10 nylon, right? You should also save your nylon because your nylon is an additional cost into your business. That is the same thing. Yes, that is the same thing. All right. Remember, from the beginning, I said your automation is supposed to be these disciplines. Number 1, save time. Number 2, save cost. Number 3, increase ROI. And number 4, what? Stable and reduce error. Reduce mistake. All right. Doesn't do all these things, it's potentially not. Any other questions?
So I have one more question because I think I've struggled with this, but I've not been able to achieve it, and I think maybe I will try again, and if I can't, I'll bring it to you. Because there are situations where some companies or some organization don't like AI sending mails or responses without a review.
That is
So
why draft. I've already
Yeah.
answered your question. Why I say draft. It is good to create a draft instead of sending.
but the problem I have is that draft doesn't give you notifications. So you barely notice that you've received a draft.
So how, even when your AI is sent, how do you receive notification that AI has sent?
Okay, because I add another node that sends me a notification
Exactly.
direct.
So you also add another node that will send you notification that a draft has been created.
Okay. But I was okay. Thank you. I was
So
looking at I was looking at a different approach. Like maybe there was a way to give approval instead of draft, but that will work. I think the draft will work. I will have to try it that way and see how it goes.
all right. That would be a human in the group, and that human in the group will come on that AI as a tool, right? But drafting it and saving it as a draft and an output is better than you give yourself a notification. Understand? Like I said earlier on, in a situation like this, do not send. I say for this class I am going to send, but do not send. Even if your client says he wants the AI to send, advise him not to send. AI can output things sometimes that may not fall in place and put your business at risk. So even if your client says, "Oh, I want my AI, I want the workflow to send directly," no, tell him that no, it's not the best practice. If he insists, then fine, but always give that advice that no, it's not the best practice. Let it create a draft and should be now uh, send him a notification. That's the workflow will send him a notification that the draft has been created. Then he or she will now go and review the draft and then hit send. Hit send button. You understand? That's the best practice. Okay. Okay. Apex, so you have a question. Pexo, any other question? I know that the workflow today, like I say, the workflow today, see that news pipeline we did, that one is just repetition of thing that you just did one line. Here is my me officially telling you now you will start reading automation. Mind you, for all your assignments, I'm going to say you failed if you did not rename all these nodes one by one. You must rename them one by one. You rename all of them to what they do. If I see your workflow and nobody it doesn't flow, or you didn't rename them, that means you failed. All right. And then let me tell you, we are going to do this. I would have set a trap and a condition for the next class, but it's not going to be fair. So that I would have said if we do not have up to 10 people submitting this particular workflow, we'll forfeit the next class and also count it as a class on. Because nobody paid their assignment fine. I'm not going to force anybody. And I'm also not going to force people, but I want people to learn, but I'm not going to force anybody. However, we'll continue whether people submit or not, right? But for your own good, always submit. Do your assignments and submit. Very important for your own good, not for me. You have paid me your money. I have the fact. To even surprise you that I don't chop the money, please. I've used for network, I've used for my Google subscription, I've used for other things. I run a couple of other services I need to use for this class. All right. I've also used to eat. So that money, you don't finish. Do you understand? So I need you to enjoy the money that you have spent. And for you to enjoy that money means that you should know how to automate. All right. Next class is coming up in May. I don't want you people, 9th of May, I don't want people to rely on, yes, there are one or two persons here that have secured their spot in the next class. Because I'll normally give 50% discount for the next class. There are one or two persons here that have secured their spot in the next class, right? But I do not want you to rely on that, saying, okay, you're going to come to me. If you still come to the next class, you do the same thing. It would rather be very much better if you have please master to an extent in this class. Then you now came to the next class to do refresher. That would be good. But if you say you did not practice, you didn't really do anything here, then you're coming to the next class, you still judge me that I will take it. Just that the money you will not pay in the next class will not really enter my stomach very well because it's now half.
It's a Chibuze, that my balance. Push and go the next class. Yeah, thank you.
Which one be how much is your balance?
You know now, just check your record. You want my con the talk outside here, everybody con the just check your records. You know now. You reach.
Kyria, you waiting the fight for another class. The one where you don't learn for here never reach.
I don't know. So what like oh we need and say no do na you. I beg. And I'm surprised, Victor. Thank you.
You guys should take it easy now. Can you see how good Mr. Chibueze is? Look at the gap between I and him. Look at the gap between us and him. And you are still saying that somebody don't need to learn. I feel like I've not even started self. Jesus.
I needed to use this class to close that gap. Close that gap. That gap is closed. Coach Beauty, close this gap. TK, close this gap. Precious, close this gap. Because I've noticed that someone like Precious, his eye is always blocked when we are getting to the end of workflow, end of class like this. The eye is always blocked. I don't notice that. In breathing pattern they always change. Precious now like your breathing pattern they change. True of course. Your breathing pattern they change to us.
For real, they are really trying. They are really trying. I'm giving them accolade because most of them are not coming from tech backgrounds and
Yes.
they are still following up like this. And look at Faviciti, she was trying to post her assignment. She's even going ahead of me. The last time I said she called me and was like, help me. Before I knew, she did post her assignment for my present while I see they talk. And me, I've done my assignment. So that's the spirit, and I really appreciate. I'm really happy for you guys. All of you are really doing well, for real.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So please, I would really like you people. I really like you people to organize, even if somebody can just come and say they want to organize a class, 1 or 2 extra classes before Wednesday, so you can do this assignment. I need you people to do this assignment. I need you to do it. Because you see that there are multiple steps, and this is not like before that you repeat steps. This one, mostly each step has its own new thing to do. You understand? Let me share my screen and show you what I mean. It's not those ones that, except the edit field that has the same. Even the edit field itself has new things it's doing. It's not like before that you're repeating things. This one has a different thing it's doing. This one has a different thing. 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 This one too has additional fields. This one is storing. This one is downloading a different thing. This one is extracting a different thing. This one is adding something. This one is doing an entirely different thing. This one is removing and adding other things. This one is a different thing. This one is a different thing. This one is a different thing. Right? And all of them, yes, they are same node, but if you check, some of them, especially this drive, this is the first time we are using it. You understand? And this is the first time we are doing document management pipeline. You understand? And it might look very simple here. It might look absolutely very simple, right? But when you start doing it, you see that okay, you need to actually learn a lot. And again, it will also help you. It will also help you to know how to file documents. By the time you have come here to create a folder, now inside the folder, you create other folders and make sure they go separate, folder by folder. What have you done? You have successfully done document filing inside draft. Ask you tomorrow, do you know how to file a document? You say yes, because you have successfully filed documents differently, whether you filed it manually or automatically, right? You can use this idea to now create folders when you need document filing. You apply for a job, virtual assistant, executive assistant, automation assistant, because as an automation specialist, you can do virtual assistant, you can do executive assistant, you can do administrative assistant as well. But I mean, virtually, you can also do automation engineer, automation specialist, AI, AI specialists, tutors as well. You understand? You can do a couple of things. Don't just go and don't just say because you learn AI automation, you're only going to apply for automation rules. There are these other rules you can apply. The only thing you just have to add some small skills to it. Do you understand? Let me also tell you this week, at the beginning of this class, there are certain links platform I told you people that you should use and apply. This week, just past week, I had an interview, and I also just within a day, I made the interview, and I made the list. I've been they've sent me the so I'm just waiting for the final um, contract. You understand? These are the things I encourage you to do. All right. Because I applied dual role and said okay. So I applied the dual role, which is executive and automation expert. Because what can they have? A lot of people who need automation, AI automation, are actually business owners. And sometimes they may need to come in as a deputy, as their right-hand person. Because those things you're automating are what they would employ one or two virtual assistants to do. But now you are the one that's going to now do them, automating them. You understand? So when they ask me, should we maintain strictly AI automation or should we leave it? I told them, yeah, leave it. They gave me a use case. I did it and I sent. That was on Thursday. And that was Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, they gave me Friday, they sent me a use case, right? Wednesday, I did them. Friday, they sent me a use case. I did the use case, and the use case you have to use your system. You have to record your screen, put your front, your face camera, and everything to show that you're not cheating. I did, and the next thing they sent me that you have now congratulations, you have done this. They sent me my profile update. I updated my profile. All right, then I should update it. I should send back to them. I sent it back to them. I'm just waiting for them to give me the final contract. All right. So I am encouraging you to do these things. All right, and not limit yourself to just one thing. You can even get as much as now. If it is let me be honest. I have entered into a couple of things. Some people came because that was in March. I rejected that one. The goal was much and the pay was wrong. I rejected it. So you don't have to tell them no. We don't have to just reject it, stop it professionally. All right. And he said, okay.
So please adjust your mic. We are losing your voice.
They said, okay, they will get back to me with another role, right? So things like this happen. You understand? Where am I saying this in essence? I am saying that when you practice with one thing, you might get to learn another thing. With AI automation, with N8N, you have learned how to, at least you have learned the basics on how to use Airtable. To form a table on Airtable. You can now go to develop your Airtable skills. For those who do not know how to make your spreadsheet, from N8N AI automation, you have known how to use spreadsheets to store or save data. You have known how to do filing on Google Drive. You have learned how to use Typeform. You have learned how to scrape the internet just from one class. Do you understand? Now, these are different skills entirely. There are people that their job is to scrape. There are people that their job is to do Airtable automation. All right. But you can go and say, okay, you do scrape, you scrape lead, you scrape the internet, you do this, that these are your skills. And trust me, they are your skills. You show workflows that you use it for. If you have use cases, they give you use cases to do with them, you solve them, that proves that you know it. You understand? So always practice. It is very, very, very important. People will say it is important. It's very, very important that you should practice. If you do not practice, you have dashed me your money, and I would gladly welcome you to the next class. All right. And again, I would like to appreciate everyone for their efforts. Everybody, out of your busy time, you still try as much as to practice, to try as much as to do your time, especially Coach Beauty. Yes, Coach Beauty, they worry. She they disturb. See, Coach Beauty, no matter how annoying you can be, please don't stop worrying. Don't stop disturbing. No matter how annoying, the next person will respond to you. No matter how you feel that that person is annoyed, do not stop worrying. Worry me, disturb others. Even if I tell you that no, I will not, or I don't want, or I'm not. You understand? Come back, disturb me again. All the prayers you've been praying to God. Have you stopped praying? Have you stopped asking for that thing? So some of them have not come by, but you keep asking for God. Then who is a human being that you will not go back with the same? Some people that registered for this class, they told me that they want to register. I had to. I think even Coach Beauty itself, I had to send you reminder before you finally register. Even when you say you wanted to register for more people, I had to reminder. Abi, that is how life is. That is how life is. You understand? Always get what you want, so long as it is legal, it is legit, and it doesn't put the other person in trouble. So disturb me, disturb me. Sometimes I will feel like, oh, you are disturbing me. It does not matter. Have you gotten what you want? No. Have you enjoyed your money? Not yet. You've not enjoyed it to the fullest. So disturb me. Disturb Apexo. Disturb Kiriam. Disturb Idode. Glory Obi. Go and disturb Apexo. Go and disturb Kiriam. Go and disturb. See, there's somebody here that is hiding. Francis Chimezi. Go and disturb him too. Disturb them. Disturb TK. Disturb Queen Ikuji. Disturb everybody. Let everybody stand to their feet and do something. You understand? That is the kind of community I want you people to keep up with, so that at the end of the day, you will learn and you will learn new things, not learning like you know not the kind of you will learn, but I need you to learn what you paid your money for. You understand? And trust me, one person has confessed and confirmed it here. The more you teach people, the more you learn it. Someone will ask you something that you yourself you've not understood. All right. Someone will ask you something that you yourself you have not understood that thing, but because you need to teach it to that person, you will understand it. And sometimes in the process of you teaching, now let me tell you, when I started my TikTok class free last year, late last year, that was around December. When I started free TikTok class, even up to that point, even as much as I've been optimistic for a while, there are certain things I've not really understood. But when I come online, people will say, do this for me, do that for me, do this for me, do that for me. I'll just be doing it on that TikTok. Sometimes, guys, I will now use it to understand that thing better. Because sometimes you've not, you'll finish learning this class, right? You finish from this class, but you will not build a lot of use cases until someone challenges you to build it. Some of the use cases that on your own you'll be feeling lazy to explore. But when someone tells you, do this, you find yourself doing it. Do you understand? That is how it is. And let me also hear the other day, someone came up and said, Tally, Tally. We use Tally. Have I used Tally before? I've never used Tally before. But did I use it? Yes, I used it. Only that one has made me to do what? If you ask me tomorrow, can you use Tally? I will tell you, yes, I can use Tally. Do you understand it? So that is how it is. The more you practice, the more you learn. The more you teach people, the more you. So always be open to teach others. All right? Learning does not end. Even this class today, do not feel that, oh, it is after you're done here, you've learned it and said, no, you probably have not even learned how up to 70%. Yes, you've learned how, like, if after this class, this is what I make sure, and you can see for yourself that we have practically used the nodes. We have practically used the nodes that you need to do what use later on. So use them in any use case that you want. If you're confused, call me. I will always answer. All right. Thank you, everyone. I don't want to turn to motivational speaker. They say one day they will break motivational speaker head. May they not break my head for this class.